was about 42 people that walked out. Everybody is out here.
Well, we've been here, I believe this is our 4th week. Last week it was 110, 112, 130, and everybody still be out here.
We really want that health care, and it's worth being out here trying to fight for it.
Okay, with health benefits slashed for these workers, they've decided to go out on strike. These are the workers that produce corn nuts, which is a food, it's a snack. I don't know anybody who eats corn nuts, but they're out there, you've seen them on the shelves. They've taken their demands to the street. And the manufacturer that originally produced corn nuts was Kraft Heinz, but they were bought out by Hormel, which played a primary role in the strike. So let's get caught up with these details. Food Dive reporting, Hormel purchased corn nuts last year as part of its $3.35 billion deal with Kraft Heinz that also included Planters, now the biggest brand in its portfolio, and cheese balls. It was the largest deal in the Minnesota's company more than 100-year history. According to a news release, the strike was launched on Tuesday because Hormel unilaterally increased employees' healthcare costs without notifying workers of the change after purchasing the company from Kraft Heinz in June 2021. About 40 workers, including the entire production team, are on strike, meaning that the plant will not produce any more product until an agreement is reached, the union said. No contract, no crunch. Workers from the corn nuts plant in South Fresno, represented by the Bakery, Confectionery, and Tobacco Workers and Grain Millers International Union, Local 85. They said on Thursday, the 3rd day of a strike against Hormel Foods, the owner of corn nuts. So let's hear what the workers have to say. Let's listen to some personal accounts from them.
I'm a 2-time cancer survivor. So under Kraft, we had Kaiser plan, and with that plan, I didn't have to pay anything into my surgeries or procedures or the chemotherapy. All that was taken care of. After Hormel started, I had to pay $140 just to see a doctor.
Tengo 22 años trabajando aquí y la posición que me está costando ahora que es triste para mí mirar a la cantidad que tengo que pagar.
And Hormel bought Hormel bought the company, got the worst insurance.
When I was working with here is Kraft Heinz, and I have 4 kids. During that time, I didn't pay anything. When Hormel's coming over, so I have my last babies, and I had to pay $3,000 off of my pocket.
Theoretically, we live in a democracy, but what we saw happen here is workers completely lose their rights just because where they work was bought out by a corporation that was a little bit more greedy than them. Theoretically, people should have more of a say about how their labor is used and what their benefits are. And so there is no deal yet between the striking workers and Hormel. In a statement that was emailed to Food Dive, Hormel said, "It has been a negotiation since acquiring the facility and expressed disappointment in not having reached a deal with the union. The company said negotiations will continue and that it is optimistic that we will reach an agreement in the near future." So there is a GoFundMe that's been started in solidarity with the strike. There's also a merch opportunity, Strike Fund Alert. Striking workers at the corn nuts plant in Fresno are protesting Hormel's unfair labor practices. You know what to do, but if you don't, it is give them money. The workers are on strike, they're foregoing their wages. You should support them by getting some corn nuts merch. I don't know if they've got the no contract, no crunch, but maybe you can get some corn nuts drip on that website and support those workers. Waz, do you eat corn nuts? What are your thoughts on this?
I recently had some corn nuts because they had it at my work office, honestly. I don't think it was that brand particularly, but I had them for the first time. It's pretty good, crunchy, salty. I quite enjoyed them as a snack. I actually took them to my flight, didn't even have them at the office. But what you said, of course, is very prescient, right? These guys understand that the one big tangible benefit that they get from working at this company is their healthcare, and so they're willing to fight for it. And you would think Hormel would come in, and of course, it's the typical story of a corporate merger. They spent all of this money to acquire this company. The first thing they want to do is start slashing costs, right? To start saving money. And again, we pretend that these people, these captains of industries, are the most genius, brilliant people on the planet. They can't come up with a better way to save money than the inhumanity of cutting healthcare benefits for their workers. It's like so fundamental to the worker-employee relationship. Like this idea that you would say, yeah, this is the first thing we'll cut, is their healthcare. It's just ridiculous and about as greedy as it gets.
Yeah, 1000%. It's just gross what is going on in our country.